What's up guys, Lewis here from Credible, back with another rundown of every indie game releasing on your consoles this week. And again, it's another big week for the indies, so without me banging on anymore, let's dive into all the indie games coming to your consoles. Up first, we have got The Persistence. Now, The Persistence is a first-person stealth horror game releasing exclusively on PSVR. Set aboard a science and research vessel called The Persistence, you must do all you can to survive, as after an experiment went drastically wrong and almost all the crew have turned into flesh-hungry mutant beasts. A really nice touch with The Persistence is its almost co-op take on gameplay. Friends can connect their phone to the Persistence computer through the app and help you by distracting enemies, opening doors and offering map advice. The Persistence is releasing on PSVR on the 24th of July. Now, with the conclusion of the brilliant RPG series The Banner Saga releasing this week, it's only right that developers Stoink Games make all 3 games available in a convenient package. The Banner Saga series is an epic Viking RPG that takes you across wonderfully realised fantasy environments and lets you face off against foes in thoughtful turn-based combat. Every decision you make in the series carries over to the next game, and if you're itching for a story-driven turn-based RPG, then we can't recommend Banner Saga enough. The Banner Saga Trilogy is releasing on the 24th of July on PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch.
My name is Amelia. I live in Granaria, the flying city high above the clouds. And after months of preparation, my new adventure begins today.
Airheart Tales of Broken Wings is a charming twin-stick shooter style game that takes place in the stunning floating worlds of Granaria. Playing as Amelia, a young fisherwoman, you must venture forth in search of your biggest catch. The only issue here is the fact that the skies are now full of pirates. Navigating the skies, taking on the pirates and hauling a load of sky fish will allow you to upgrade your plane and make your way even closer to the stratosphere. Airheart is releasing on PS4 on the 24th of July.
I came to this rock to find you, but I only find myself surrounded by schemers. The president, the soldier, the duchess, and the cardinal, and those who invited us here.
Episodic narrative adventure game The Council is getting its next instalment this week. Episode 3, titled Ripples, continues the story of Louis de Richet and the 18th century secret society the game is based around. As you'd expect, decisions from the previous episodes will carry over, and with this instalment making it the halfway point in the series, well, it's fair to say that things are starting to heat up in this murder mystery. The Council Episode 3 Ripples is releasing on PS4 and Xbox One on the 24th of July.
All my skill and my silver tongue to solve this mystery. Before it's too late.
Aces of Luffwaffe is an arcade-style plane shooter that plays out during the Battle of Britain. Guiding your way through the hordes of Axis jets and pushing back enemy forces is your only way to win this battle. But once you've pushed your foes back far enough, it's time to take on the leaders, the Aces of Luftwaffe. With a ton of unlockable upgrades for your plane, its challenging combat and classic arcade visuals, Aces of Luftwaffe may be worth checking out when it releases on Xbox One on the 24th of July. Aces of Luftwaffe is available now on PS4 and Nintendo Switch. Now it's fair to say that No Man's Sky received a lot of flack when it first released, and quite rightly so. But now Hello Games' hugely ambitious exploration game isn't just coming to the Xbox, but also getting a pretty huge update as well. The most notable changes here are the ability to play in third person, which brings character and ship customization into the game. But even bigger than that is the fact that the game now features multiplayer, allowing you to team up to 4 friends in a local party and explore the galaxy together. No Man's Sky is releasing on Xbox One on the 24th of July, and the new update titled Next is releasing on both PS4 and Xbox One on the same day. Semblance is a minimalist platformer that injects puzzle solving into its gameplay in a very interesting way. Venturing through the 3 fantasy-inspired worlds as a googly-eyed blob, you possess a pretty unique ability in the fact that you can reshape the terrain. Mastering the use of this mechanic will prove vital if you wish to make your way through the 3 contrasting areas of Semblance. Semblance is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 24th of July. Challenging puzzle platformer Toby The Secret Mine released several years back on other platforms and is now making its way to the Nintendo Switch. Heavily inspired by games like Limbo and Badlands, Toby sees you playing as Toby, a young creature who sets off on a quest to find the missing residents of his village. As you'd expect with this dark adventure, puzzles are genuinely challenging and require a lot of out-the-box thinking. Toby The Secret Mine is coming to Nintendo Switch on the 24th of July.
Bolverk starkly rejects his ancestry. Born from Yorks? Nonsense. Bolverk is bear and berserker, fueled by raw ambition and fierce devotion to the mercenary clan he created, the Ravens.
Now earlier we mentioned the Banner Saga Trilogy, and the original Banner Saga released back in 2014, but now 4 years on we are getting the conclusion to the epic RPG franchise. The final instalment of the Viking RPG will take you to lands that we've not yet seen in the series and face off against new enemies. The game also features a new element to its brilliant battle system and new playable characters to meet on your quest. If you're yet to play any of the Banner Saga games, then we strongly recommend that you start from the beginning, not only for story reasons, but as we mentioned before, all decisions in previous games will carry over to this dramatic conclusion. The Banner Saga 3 is releasing on PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch on the 26th of July.
Places, men trade whispers of more on the way. With countless dredge descending upon humanity's last bastion, and the darkness looming on the horizon, do they even need the Sunder to bring the last survivors of Arborang to their knees? We travel now through darkness, through danger and despair, so that others may live. But at what cost?
What have you heard already?
That illness. It thickened the bones and tissue regeneration. Is that all true?
The Lepidopterans made a nest out of the human body.
Remothered Tormented Fathers is a story-driven survival horror game, and the horror here is some of the best I've played in a game. Taking the role of Rosemary Reed, a 35-year-old investigator who is looking into the disappearance of a young girl on a large estate. The estate is owned by Richard Felton, and when he uncovers Rosemary's true intentions, it's when all hell breaks loose. Playing out in third person, you'll need to creep your way through the dark rooms, all while being ushered through a harrowing narrative that delves deep into psychological horror. Remothered Tormented Fathers is releasing on PS4 and Xbox One on the 25th of July.
Shit! Where the hell am I?
Candle Power of the Flame is a charming watercolour style puzzle adventure game that puts you in the shoes of a young apprentice in search of their kidnapped shaman. Progressing through the game's 3 acts will require logical thinking to complete the environmental puzzles that feature an element of point and click item hunting. Candle The Power of the Flame is releasing on PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch on the 25th of July.
Every parent tells their child that the monsters aren't real. But how come every kid has the same story?
Sleep Tight is a nostalgic-fueled twin-stick shooter and base-building hybrid with an absolute adorable premise. Switching between day and night cycles, you're tasked with building the best pillow fort your bedroom has ever seen during the day, as when night comes, so do hordes of child-hungry monsters. Sleep Tight offers several playable characters to choose from, each of which offer their own unique starting ability. We personally can't wait to dive into Sleep Tight when it releases on Nintendo Switch on the 26th of July. Another game brimming with nostalgia is Crossing Souls, which released on PS4 and Xbox One back in February, but is now making its way to the Nintendo Switch. This adventure game sees you playing as a group of teenagers in the iconic 80s. After one of the group discovers a mysterious stone, they find themselves caught up in a retro-fueled, pop culture heavy story, where there may be the last hope to save their sleepy hometown. Personally, I loved playing through Crossing Souls. The heavy 80s references, slick use of character skills, and story that felt like it had been written by Steven Spielberg himself all made the game a memorable experience. Crossing Souls is available now on PS4 and Xbox One and is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 26th of July. Final Light: The Prison is a dark Metroidvania with a rather harrowing narrative. Set in a now ghost-filled prison where distinguished members of the government were sent to rot away, you must make your way through the facility and free as many of the hate-filled souls now trapped in the controversial building. The big issue here is that not all of the souls want to be free, and sneaking your way past them will be your toughest challenge. Final Light: The Prison is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 27th of July. Now, who doesn't love a meaty, real-time strategy game? But the only issue for a lot of players is just how much time RTS games can require. Well, if that's where you sit on the strategy genre, then Element may be the game for you. This on-the-go space RTS game is designed to be played in small chunks and doesn't require a huge amount of player investment. Responsible for transporting a colony away from a decaying solar system, you'll need to visit planets, mine their resources, build attacking and defensive units, and destroy the enemy. Pick up and play space RTS game Element is releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 27th of July.
Experience Neo San Francisco as you never have before. With expanded stories, updated puzzles, and full voice acting by a star-studded cast.
2064 Read-Only Memories is a classic-style adventure game with all the power of modern storytelling. Releasing last year on PS4 and Xbox One, the game has been very well received both critically and among players. Set in a Neo San Francisco where ROMs, relationship and organisational managers are all the rage, you are tasked with getting to the bottom of a dark conspiracy. I loved playing through 2064 when it initially released on PS4 and can't wait to play it on the go when it releases on Nintendo Switch on the 26th of July.
It's your time to shine!
This story is dedicated
To all those cyberpunks who fight
for a better future every
day
of their lives.
2064 Read-Only Memories.
I'm a mystery, minding my own business while you into me, so into me. Consider me your enemy, your neighbor with no sympathy, no sympathy.
Hello Neighbour may be a game that you've heard a lot about over the past few years, which was no doubt due to its very long early access campaign and full release on Xbox and PC last year, but now it's making its way to PS4 and Nintendo Switch. A unique take on the first-person puzzle game, you're challenged with breaking into your neighbour's house and discovering what dark secrets they are keeping tightly locked in their basement. When we previewed the game last year, we loved the tense gameplay it offered and multi-optional routes into your neighbour's house. Hello Neighbour is releasing on PS4 and Nintendo Switch on the 27th of July.
You're gonna be sorry, gonna be, you're gonna be sorry, gonna be, you're gonna be sorry.
The final game releasing on consoles this week is Tiny Hands Adventure. Tiny Hands Adventure is an adorable 3D adventure game based around Borty, a young T-Rex who wants nothing more in life than larger arms. Making your way through the 20 different stages, you'll meet some quirky side characters and find some pretty useful tools, all to help Borty become the T-Rex he's always wanted to be. The charming visuals, hidden collectibles and fun-looking boss encounters all look to make Tiny Hands Adventure a fun game to play when it releases on Nintendo Switch on the 27th of July. Well, that wraps up all the indie games releasing on your consoles this week. As always, guys, we'd love to know if you're looking forward to playing any of these games, and let us know in the comments below. And if you like what we do at Indie Credible and you want to keep up with the latest indie game releases or indie game previews and reviews, make sure you subscribe. Or if you want to dive even deeper into the world of indie gaming, then why not check out our weekly podcast. Episode 51 is available now, where it sees us ask the question, are indie games too cheap? As always, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.